Hey guys, this is Lust here, and I'm here to do this follow-up to one of the videos that I did earlier, which was that I promised to do a rune or dragon set review, and it was pretty popular apparently, because on the votes at the time of right now, the response for me to do one for both rune and dragon has eclipsed the one for me to just do dragon. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a follow-up, giving a point of view about my point of view about dragon for the new set. I went ahead and read all the Dragoncraft cards beforehand already. We have quite a few of them, and I see that they're like split into two parts. The first part is a whole discard package, and then the second part is cards that are not about discard. So we're gonna go over the discard package first, but I think we have to consider the entire package at once and not just the cards themselves, because I think if one card in the package is going to see play, all of them are gonna have to see play. So if one of them is bad, most of them are bad, is what I'm trying to say. So dragon set to review, and then discard package. Let's see if I can get the font bigger. Yep, like that. Okay, let's start with the first one. Dracomancer's Rites. At the start of your end phase, it's a 3-cost amulet for dragon, and it has the Dragon Rider trait. At the start of your end phase, if you discarded a card from your hand this turn, choose an enemy leader or enemy follower, deal 2 to it. Fanfare. Discard a card from your hand, add 1 to your leader's health. So it not only has a discard payoff every turn, it also activates its own discard on the first turn. So this is like a Holy Sentinel or a Juno Secret Laboratory for Dragoncraft for discard. But the thing is, this requires you to minus yourself from your hand in order to get a payoff. And the payoff of deal 2 damage to something is I would say it is equivalent to Angelic Snipe. Angelic Snipe is worth 1 play point. So we have to consider that this payoff is a 1 pay point payoff. So if we consider that a 4/4 Tiger every turn is like a 3 play point payoff, and a 2/3 Golem every other turn, or every turn if you're using Earthright effects is like a 2 play point payoff, this is a 1 play point payoff. Granted, Angelic Snipe can't obviously go face, but this is not a very good payoff for a card that that effect that is minusing yourself. So in order for this card to see play, the discard cards are going to have to be very good, because this card isn't carrying its own weight, and it's on 3 costs too. So yep, we're going to rate all the discard cards together at once, because it's very hard to rate a package without looking at every single card in the package. Also, it's very important to know that Trail of Light is a neutral card that says if this card is discarded, you can draw a card. So automatically, all the discard cards are slightly better, because there's 3 cards in your deck that is a free discard. That not only is a free discard, it also pluses you a card. So yeah. Now we're gonna go to Dragon Song Flute. When you discard this card from your hand, put a Hellflame Dragon in your X area. Now, what exactly is a Hellflame Dragon? A Hellflame Dragon is a 4/3 token with Rush. So, how much do I value a 4/3 dragon token with Rush? Let's say a 2 mana is a 3/2 token with Rush, the Golem, right? It's a very good card. A 4/3 is like 1 step above that. I would value a 4/3 token with Rush to be a 3 play point effect. So immediately when this card gets discarded, you're getting a 3 play point card. But it's not onto your field though. It's to your EX area, so you'll actually have to cast it. And we'll see that it's actually discounted. It's a 2 play point 4/3. So basically, we're getting an overstated follower. Let's say I play something, I discard this card, I put it in my X area, and then I have to pay 2 for the actual effect. So I'm getting a 1 mana discount every single time I'm using this card. Then is what I'm thinking, because I still have to pay 2 for it, but I'm not paying like what I'm supposed to pay for it, you know. And then on play, you can pay 3 extra play points to put a Hellflame Dragon into the field. So you can play this for 1, and then also pay another 3. So pay 4 to put a Hellflame Dragon on the field and drawing a card. How good is that? Just on its own. 4 play points, put a 4/3 on the field with Rush, draw a card. That's pretty good. I think that's a really good effect. Because it can immediately deal 4 damage, just like Juno's. And it also replaces itself. Activate. Act this amulet and discard a card from your hand. So it's a discard payoff, once again. So put a Hellflame Dragon into your X area, and use this ability only if Overflow is active for you. Okay, so it's another discard payoff, but it's only if Overflow is active for us. So only 7 play points or later. This is a very good effect. I feel like getting a 4/3 for 1 card in your hand every turn is good. Dragon obviously has ways to like replenish its hand with like Shenlong and Path. And I'm assuming there's like Path, there's also like Trail of Light and stuff. So this card's like a decently good card in the package. Like if the discard package sees play, this is gonna see play. Wild Thing Dragonute. It is a Dragonute, 3 play point 4/3, and when you play this card, if you discard a card this card, it tosses 2 less. So if you discard a card this turn, it's a 1 mana 4/3. Oh, that's very crazy. It pushes like an aggro agenda basically. So like if you discarded a card, you can play this for 1. So let's like give the most extreme example. Let's say I on turn 4, or after I Oracle on 2, on turn 3 I play Dracomancer's Rites. I discard a card from my hand, add 1 to my leader's health. I discard Dragon's Song Flute. I can add Hellflame Dragon in my X area. And then, because I discarded a card, I also get to play a 4/3. It's turn 3. I developed a amulet that pings 2 every turn, a Hellflame in my X area, and I've developed a 4/3. How many cards have I used? I used 4 cards. On turn 3, assuming I'm going first, I will have 4 cards in hand, and then drawing 2 more cards. So I have 6 cards. I've used 4 of my 6 cards to develop that board. I only have 2 cards left in hand. I'll go to 3 next turn. I think this is a good enough payoff. Like, if you can get that curve. But that's like the ideal curve. And even then, I don't feel like it's very strong, because I'm curving into a lot of going second players turn 3 turns. So like if they Dragon Warrior, or if they have Priest the Cudgel, they'll just trade into the Dragonute for free. So like I'm not getting much, and I've already used a lot of my hand size. So I don't know. So the package is still questionable for me. Dragon Tamer. Evolve. 1, evolve this card. Fanfare, draw a card, discard a card from your hand. And then the evolve effect is to choose a dragon follower in your graveyard, add it back to my hand. Okay. So the act of drawing 1 and discarding 1 on play is very, very useful, I feel like. Like, even regular dragon decks can consider playing this card. Because as a dragon player, you want to dig for cards. Currently, I'm playing this card called Dragonute Scholar in my deck, and a lot of the times, she doesn't even get to swing once, because she's a 2/2, she gets removed instantly. This card is like a lot more flexible, right? Like, and we know that fixing our hand is very important, and this card even has an evolve. But I think having an evolve is actually like very bad, because Dragon is currently very, very tight on their evolve slots. So I think this actually having an evolve hurts it more than it helps it, because let's say Dragon wants to keep their 2 Shenlong, 2 Shapeshifting, 2 Dragon Warrior, and 2 Forte. They're gonna have to cut the Bellringer or the Lucifer in order to fit this in. And I don't think this evolve is better than any of the 4 that I'm talking about before. Choosing a Dragon Follower in my graveyard, adding it back to hand is very neat, but I think most of the time, if I want to add something back, it's a card that also has evolve. And if I do that, I can't play it this turn. Because, like, you know... So, I think unless something important goes to 1, like Shenlong, I wouldn't consider playing Dragon Tamer. But obviously, if your deck doesn't play it, I can see how adding a Dragon Follower from my graveyard back to my hand is decent. Like, for example, you can add additional Wildfang Dragonutes to apply more pressure. Imperial Dragoon. This is the final discard card. This evolve 1, evolve this card. So it's an 8, so on 9 going first, or on 8 going second with an evo point, you can play this card for its full value, deal damage equal to the number of cards in your hand to all enemy followers, and discard all cards in your hand. So on paper, it procs every single discard effect in your hand, but it has negative synergy with Wild Fang Dragonew because you're going to have to discard this card. It procs all the Dragon Song Flutes, it procs all the Trellolites. But am I still going to have those cards on turn 8? Obviously, it procs Dracomancer's Rights as well. And you are doing a lot of damage. Like, let's say, like, on turn 8, a dragon should have, like, 5 cards or 6 cards in your hand. Discard everything, deal 6 to everything. That's insane. You have a 6/6 as well. You have no cards left in your hand. You evolve this card. You get the evolve effect of draw 3 cards. So you're back to 3 cards in your hand. You maybe have gotten a Hellflame Dragon in your X area. But I feel like it's not, like, unfair enough for, like, what it does. I feel like this card's very underwhelming. Honestly, I'm not a fan. I feel like Dragon can be doing way more unfair stuff. Like, this is basically a Fafnir that hits face. Like, how often are you going to be discarding more cards than a Fafnir does in damage? Yeah, you're hitting face, but is that face damage all that important to be worth losing all your hand or having to pay an extra one just to draw 3 cards? I don't think it's worth it. So, like, I'm going to rate the entire package at once. I think Dragon Tamer is a 2 out of 5 card that would see play if Dragon's Evolve slots were not this tight. Overall, a very good fanfare that can see play even without the Evo form. Actually, I have to talk myself into putting this up. I think Wild Fang Dragonew is a 2 out of 5. Stat line not aggressive enough for a strategy that goes minus in hand size. 3 HP is a big downside and dies the most removal. That's cheaper than its anti-synergy with Imperial Dragoon. Dragon Song Flute, 3 out of 5. I think it's a good card. Great card, stand alone. Might see play without the package. Paying 4 to summon a 4/3 and drawing a card, and then eventually being able to discard dead cards to make 4/3s is decent enough. I think this is a 1 out of 5 card. Even with Trail of Light, the payoff of this card just seems too little for how much this card costs, and the fact that this card hurts your hand size. Even the most ideal of situations does not sound very good. I think this card is just a worse Fafnir in a lot of situations, even though this card hits face. Two out of 5. Discard package, 1 out of 5. Don't think it will see play in BP2. Needs more support. Okay, so this is my review of the discard package. Now let's go to the non-discard cards. Let's first go to Draconic Armor. This introduces one of the show's mechanics. It's called Armed. So it basically, this puts, for 1, it puts 1 amulet on the field, or 2 if you're in overflow. That's it. The amulet basically just taps itself to give something +0/+1. So right now you're paying 1 to give something 1 health, and in overflow you're paying 1 to play something 2 health. That's it. I know in the future we'll get armed support, but for now this is a 1 out of 5 card because armed does not have enough support. Paying 1 to give something 1 health, 1 defense is not good. Okay. Draconic Fervor. This card is one of the cards that actually got nerfed from the game transferring to here. Most cards get buffed, but in the game, this is a 5 play point card that increases your max play points by 1, adds 3 to your leader's health, and then draws 2 cards. This now only draws 1 card. If this card was 4, I'd give it a much higher rating. But the fact that this card is 5, yeah, healing is nice. Ramping is nice. Drawing a card is also nice. But for 5, I'm gonna have to skip turn 4. And like, the thing is, ramping from 6 to 8 is significant because Fafnir's on 8. So your opponent is threatened to not play something really, like, not playing many things to be scared of a Fafnir. Ramping from 5 to 7 doesn't actually offer Dragon with any new AoE options. Like, 5, Conflag is already playable. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that it ramps from 5 to 7 makes it a lot less appealing to me, because on turn 7, I've always believed that turn 6 and turn 7 are some of Dragon's weakest turns. Those are the turns where the other classes can punish Dragon the hardest, and Dragon can't actually respond with very good things. Granted, we're at a state where Ramp is a drought, and Ayla's is such a terrible card that I do feel like Dragon has to play this card. I'm going to give this card a 3 out of 5. This card isn't amazing or anything, but the fact that it's slightly better than Ayla means that Dragon probably plays this card. Ramping from 5 to 7 is not as significant as 6 to 8, as Dragon can't offer any real threats on 7. Lucifer is very fake. Okay, Mushussu, or aka Mushu. This card actually is the exact same as it is in the regular game. It got 1 more health. It's a 2 mana 2/2, 2 mana 2/3 that when a follower evolves, it gets +2/+0 permanently. This card is, well, it got nerfed actually. It's when one out of your followers evolves. Okay, this card's just trash. 1 out of 5. No longer gains attack when an opponent's follower evolves. Aggressive effects in a class that is not very aggressive. Follows up very poorly. I mean, it doesn't follow up very poorly because I can follow up with Dragon Warrior and it's a 4/3. 2 PP clogs your Oracle turn, and this card doesn't feel amazing if you don't play it exactly on 2. I feel like if I'm playing this card after I Oracled, number 1, there's nothing to actually pair with this card because Dragon only has Bellringer. That's like, well, it also has Shapeshifting, but I don't know. Okay, is a turn 3 4/3 and a Shapeshifting good enough? No, it's not good enough because you have to trade the Shapeshifting in, and then it's their turn 4, and now they blast you with whatever Cudgel Dragon Warrior they have. No, this isn't good enough. Yeah, this just isn't good enough. Yeah. Okay. Neptune. Evolve 2, evolve this card. So it's evolve for 7. As long as this card's on the field, all your Mega Lorcas have Rush. Fanfare put a Lorca on the field. So it's a 5 mana 4/4 that summons the 2/2, but the 2/2 has Rush and this card has Ward. Evolved, so at 7, they have Storm instead. And then you put another one on the field. So for 7, you get 2 2/2s, and they both have Storm. While this card's a 5/5 with Ward. So you get 9/9 worth of stats on 3 different bodies. And you can clear 2 things or Storm Face for 4. With a 5/5 ward. Great. I'll give it a 2 out of 5. Great stats on paper, but the fact that this is statted like this means it's very sus. It's very weak to AoE effects, like Fafnir in the Mirror, or Jun. 4 storm damage for 7 play points, even in Dragon, does not sound appealing. The ward isn't really big enough. As many 3 PP removal does exactly 5 damage. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm playing this on 7, and my opponent clears this thing with the Witch Bolt, I'm not exactly pleased. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Siegfried. Evolve. Fanfare. Choose enemy follower, deal 2 to it. Evolve. Choose enemy follower, 3 or less, destroy it. Now, first things first, the first thing I'm going to compare this to is Dragon Warrior. This is 1 more than Dragon Warrior. It does 2 damage instead of 3, but it can execute something with 3 or less on Evo. So basically, what it says is deal 5 damage to something. Because if something has 5 health, you deal 2 damage to it, you execute it. But my question is, why not just play Erd? Erd can destroy anything with more than 5 health, is the exact same stat line. Well, this thing has one thing going for it that Erd doesn't have going for it. Against aggro, this thing can deal 2 to something, kill it, evolve, deal 3 to something else, kill it, and then the body trades into something else. So this has the ability to 1 for 3 something, which is very crazy. But what craft is going to have 2 things with 3 health and 1 thing with 2 on turn, presumably 4? But I do feel like, though, if you're going second as Dragon and you go Oracle into this against aggro, it's going to be pretty soul-crushing. Because let's say your opponent plays a 1-mana, a 1-drop, 2-drop, and then a 3-drop, and then you go 2-mana, you go Oracle, and then you go Siegfried. Siegfried will 2 damage will kill the 1-drop. The Evolve effect will kill the 3-drop, and then you presumably swing into the 2-drop. This just clears everything out. That's like the exact situation where I think this card is better than Dragon Warrior, because it clears multiple things, and it uses all your mana with an Evo point. But unless it's against aggro, I don't think this card's better than Erd. And Erd currently doesn't even get played in most Dragon decks, because the Dragon the Dragon Evolve deck is just way too tight. Like, is this card better than Dragon Warrior? I don't think so. Is this card better than Shapeshifting? I don't know. Is this card better than Shenlong? Absolutely not. If you're playing Forte, is this better than Forte? No, it's not. Is it better than the one of Belringer? Is it better than Lucifer? If you're not playing Lucifer, you might play this in. But are you not playing the one of Lucifer? Like, you know what I mean? I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Will see play in aggro heavy formats. Being able to trade 1 for 3 very early, going second is crazy for Dragon. Is better than Dragon Warrior exactly on turn 3, going second after you have Oracled on 2. But the fact that this card needs an Evolve slot severely hurts its playability, as Dragons has some of the tightest Evolve slot management of any deck. Transmogrified Wyrm. Fanfare. Choose a card in any X area transform into dragon. Okay. Notably, this probably beats Forced. If they can't kill you, you can turn one of their Thorn Bursts into a dragon, and that might let you live. Otherwise, I see no reason why I play this card. It's a 4-mana 5/5 I can play after I ramped on 2. That's like the only praise I can say for this card. For one more, I can play Wyvern Cavalier, and that card's just better, no? 2 out of 5. 1 out of 5? Yeah, 1 out of 5. Good versus Thorn Bursts. Overstat body for the cost, but to what extent? For one more, I could play Cavalier, and it's just better. Good exactly on turn 3 after you Oragled on 2. Because it's a 5/5, I guess. It's like Twin-Headed Dragon. It's a 4 play point, 2/5, and for 3 more on play, you can put a dragon on the field. So on 7, it's 2/5 plus a 5/5. And then attacks, and then whenever it attacks, anything it deals with doubles. It's actually a 4/5. So if you buff it, it's double duty. But does Dragon have any buffing? I don't think Dragon has any buffing. It just doesn't. Of this card. Okay, yeah. 1 out of 5? Sounds like a worse Zernitra. At least Zernitra is basically free after Overflow. I'm not paying 7 play points to summon a 2/5 and a 5/5. And the 5/5 doesn't even have Rush. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So the discard package is 1 out of 5. I don't think it's gonna see play in BPO2. Draconic Armor is a 1 out of 5. Fervor is 3 out of 5. Mushussu is 1 out of 5. Neptune is 2 out of 5. Siegfried is 3 out of 5. Transmogrified is 1 out of 5. Twin Dragon is 1 out of 5. Dragon cards in set 2 are questionably mid. It's like they knew they gave Dragon way too good cards set 1 and are trying their best to not give them literally anything playable set 2. Overall, Dragon is 1 out of 5 in set 2 support. Probably some of the worst support I've ever seen. Thankfully, Dragon is a craft that can ramp. That means that most neutral cards are just better in Dragon. And Dragon can probably abuse some of the new good neutral cards in set 2 to act as Dragon cards. And this is my final opinion for Dragon in set 2. I think it has some of the worst support I've ever seen. Barely any of these cards are playable. Dragoncraft set 1 cards are just a million times better. But I think neutrals will see some play. Like, I think, like, Olivia's a neutral, right? Let's go to neutrals. I think Dragon can play Bahamut for sure. I think Dragon can play Call Kaitis for sure. I think Dragon can play Unica. I think they can play Kai'Sa. I think they can play Olivia. Like, I think Dragon can play a lot of these. So, Dragon's actually, like, saving grace. It can ramp. Yep. Let me know if you guys want to see a regionals report, by the way. The Toronto regionals just finished. I have most of the lists. Either way, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, or if you have anything to agree with, not agree with, please feel free to like, comment down below. And yeah, if you would subscribe, that would do me great. It would tell me that you guys like the content that I'm putting out. This is a pretty long video. I hope you guys like the in-depth explanation from somebody that plays quite a bit of Dragon. Thank you very much. Have a good day.